Over the past 4 episodes, this series covered the incidents, Radiant, Bybit, Resolv, and the missing public goods layer under all of them. This final episode is the plan. Ninja knows. Shogun stops. 1 platform, 3 layers, rolled out in 5 stages, from a free Telegram bot to a control plane where AI agents police each other's trades. Here is the Day 1 to Day 5 roadmap, and why its order copies 50 years of traditional finance, at triple speed. Why split knowing from stopping? Because traditional finance learned, over 50 years, that judgment and execution should belong to different teams with different responsibilities. Fraud detection is one team, transaction stops another, and auditors audit the detection logic itself. 3 roles separated, so if one is compromised, the other 2 catch it. Web3 hasn't done this. Detection and execution collapse into 1 contract, 1 screen, 1 signer. In both the Radiant and Bybit cases, a signer looking at a single screen carried both roles at once. Split them, and one side stops the other's failure. The structure is called the Agentic Security Controlplane, 3 layers. The Ninja Intelligence Core knows, Entity Intelligence identifies the counterparty, Action Intelligence reads what the call data actually does, Position Intelligence tracks what your assets depend on, and Learning updates the knowledge from incidents and reports. The Delivery Layer delivers, a Telegram bot, a dashboard, a B2B API, and MCP for AI agents. Different channels, 1 shared brain. And Shogun governs, the layer that actually stops. Ninja sees with eyes. Shogun stops with hands. Day 1 starts now. On April 22, 2026, at EAG Hong Kong, NinjaScan launches as a Telegram bot. Send check and a contract address, you get a risk score from Entity Intelligence. Send scan and a transaction, you get intent and warnings from Action Intelligence. On demand, and free, to build the individual user base fast. The differentiation isn't LLM chat, it's the accuracy of a risk engine backed by 90 million analyzed EVM contracts, including unverified code and unknown selectors. Behind the scenes, 1 or 2 B2B pilots run in parallel. Day 1 is the minimum independent second channel. If Radiant's third signer had sent the call data to NinjaScan before signing, the compromised screen might have been caught. Day 2 shifts from on-demand to continuous. A web dashboard shows your positions and dependencies in one view. Position Intelligence goes live, tracking the allocation structure inside vaults. Learning version 1 starts absorbing user reports and external threat intelligence. Your wallet gets watched 24/7 in the background, and paid plans launch, free, light, and pro, with the free tier staying as the acquisition channel. Day 2's core is turning the Resolv lesson into infrastructure. When Resolv's key broke, 80 million USR was minted uncollateralized, the token depegged 99.7%, and direct loss hit about 25 million. But the surrounding protocols kept treating USR as healthy collateral, and total spillover passed 300 million. Nobody was independently verifying dependency health. When a bank takes real estate as collateral, it cross-checks for independent sources, official prices, appraisals, physical inspection, market comparables. If one lies, 3 catch it. Position Intelligence implements that idea at DeFi speed. Day 3 expands Ninja into a B2B platform, and Shogun appears for the first time. The target, DeFi protocol operators. The API comes in 3 tiers. Read, access to entity and action intelligence. Monitor, continuous monitoring with alert delivery and protocol-specific checks, flash loan defense, vault strategy deviation, governance proposal analysis. And control, Shogun's policy engine with automated actions. Until now, Ninja only told you. From day 3, predefined policy decides what goes through. Shogun is 4 components. A policy engine, where you write rules like, if the vault's internal strategy deviates from baseline, auto-pause new deposits. Whitelist management, trusted contracts registered explicitly, anything outside goes to approval. An approval flow, Transactions above a threshold require multi-party signatures plus confirmation from an independent source, a passing NinjaScan check. And automated actions, auto-pause, freeze proposals, position unwinding. Shogun isn't a stop switch. It's an automated execution engine for policy decided in advance, a transaction stop system, workflow engine, and audit log in one. Day 3 also lays the groundwork for the endgame, MCP, the Model Context Protocol, the standard interface for AI agents to consult Ninja as a single source of truth. When an agent assembles a transaction autonomously, it asks, is this contract safe? Is this intent reasonable? Where do my assets depend? The AI asks, and acts on the answer. Day 4 expands Shogun for institutions, exchanges, institutional investors, family offices, compliance teams. The key is a governance DSL, a small policy language. A compliance desk can write, in its own words, large DeFi transactions require approval from the compliance desk, plus a Ninja entity check of safe or better, and on timeout, auto-reject. No code. Audit reviews the DSL, not the implementation, and change history flows into compliance reports automatically. The 4 Eyes principle, separation of duties, and audit trails, implemented at DeFi speed. Plus SLA-backed API lines, guaranteed by contract, not best effort. Day 5 is the finished form, an AI-to-AI control plane. When agentic finance runs at full speed, agents trade with each other autonomously. One supplies liquidity, one borrows, one monitors, no humans in the loop. Then who sets policy? Who detects violations? Who stops them? Shogun becomes notary, arbitrator, and enforcer. Agents agree on policy through Shogun before trading. Transaction facts are fixed deterministically at Layer 1. Action logs carry cryptographic proofs. Policy violators get isolated automatically. Resolv's secondary damage stopped near 10 million only because humans were in the loop. Fully autonomous AI would compound that damage in seconds. The rollout also lines up with regulation. In April 2026, the SEC issued a 5-year no-action letter for DeFi front-ends, conditioned on user autonomy, neutrality, and transparency. And transparency is exactly what an intelligence API supplies. Day 3 lands there. The EU AI Act's main provisions apply from August 2026. High-risk AI must be explainable and auditable, which is what the deterministic Layer 1, LLM Layer 2 split was built for. Day 5 lands there. MiCA raises transparency and security demands in Europe, and Japan's reclassification of cryptoassets as financial instruments broadens the case for Day 4's institutional controls. Map the competitive field into 3 types. Security alert companies, Blockade, Hypernative, Go+, Forta, well-funded, widely adopted, no control layer. They tell you, and the stop is your problem, the exact floor Radiant and Bybit exposed. Asset visualization, Zap or Zerion, debank show what you hold, but not whether it's dangerous. They can't see a Resolv-style dependency failure. And the control layer, where players are few and the AI-facing side is essentially empty. Ninja integrates all 3 end-to-end, because accidents happen at the boundaries between types. The alert was right, but the dependency view didn't exist. Remove the boundary. Why a roadmap shaped like this? 13 years in consulting, watching financial institutions run 5-year security programs, 3 years for a fraud detection overhaul, 5 for multi-source collateral evaluation, 7 for enterprise risk integration. That's the 50-year track Web 2 finance built, one countermeasure at a time. Web 3, starting from the DAO in 2016, has to relive those 50 years in 15, by 2031. Day 1 for individuals. Day 3 for protocols. Day 4 for institutions. Day 5 for AI. The same order traditional finance followed, at triple the speed. That compression is why ZKSC was founded in November 2025. NinjaScan is live now. Send any contract address to the NinjaScan bot on Telegram. Day 1's intelligence, working today. DeFi protocols, wallets, exchanges, and institutional investors, CKSC is looking for partners to co-design the Day 2 through Day 4 features. The white paper, updated regularly, covers the full architecture, and this series now shifts to a weekly incident watch, real detection data plus industry analysis. DeFi is 15 years old. Finance is 50. The difference is how many failures humans have repeated. Ninja and Shogun are built to close that gap.